Good morning, everyone. I hope you all had a great weekend. I worked, and I went out to dinner with friends. In any event, today's Monday. I would like to welcome everyone in the chat and those of you at home, and all for your support. I really appreciate it. And those of you who have not subscribed, please, if you like the channel, if you like what I have to say, please subscribe and also press on the bell in order for you to be notified when when I post a video or when when I am on live. And the next thing is, if you would like a reading from me, please feel free to. The link to my website is below the video, so please go to my website, or you can send me an email if you prefer, whichever is better for you. Now, as I said, today's Monday. Yes, somebody mentioned a question I was going to cover today, but I will get to it in a few seconds. You you are ahead of me, Elaine. There's quite a bit. I hope I'll be able to cover everything. Probably not. I'll probably have to do the rest later. But there is something I want to mention before we go any further. Our country has changed, and the Republican Party, I'm sorry, I'm not taking side, but I created a video a while back. The title was, "Where is the Republican Party and Trump taking this country?" And I briefly mentioned this, I believe it was Saturday. A client of mine, him and his partner, they were upstate New York, I believe, and they were stopped. He was not the driver. His partner was the driver. And he told me, he's an attorney, and he told me, usually when they stop you, they ask the driver for their papers and identification and stuff like that. They never ask the passenger to do the same unless, they suspect you of carrying, doing something wrong. They thought, it was because they said they were speeding. This gentleman is of Asian descent. He's Indian, he's of Indian descent. They asked him to produce his document because they thought he was Hispanic. And when he told me that got me to think as well. I mean, it annoyed me. I felt, it was appalling. But it's not only that. These days, I am very careful about how I create my thumbnails. I don't talk I don't curse in my videos. That's on purpose because I can curse. Because I have when it comes to certain things, and when I sense that people are lying to me, I can lose it. So that's one thing. The number two, I am not a saint, but there are certain things I will not do in my videos. Curse, promote violence, or anything against kids. Not against kids, but do anything that would be offensive to kids. So, but I find myself having to be careful about how I create my thumbnails. I can't be, let's say, for example, one weekend when the shooter killed, I don't remember exactly, 11 or 12 people in Pennsylvania in that synagogue. And I put in my video the day after the violent weekend, something like that. YouTube demonetized the video. I understand all platforms are being careful, but you know what the feeling I'm getting? As if I was in Haiti. Because we had to watch what we spoke about. And there are other things as well. The way Trump is going about corrupting other department in our government. Like NOAA, from what I heard, the people were told not to correct what Trump was saying. I mean, this sounds so like Papa Doc. It's not funny. I know most of you probably I've never been to a country where they have a dictatorship. It has nothing to do with third world, but countries where people like Trump are in charge. And I'm not sounding paranoid because I'm sure a lot of you probably notice. I hope it doesn't happen to any of you, but this is how the Trump administration is, well, like I warned in my video one of my videos a while back, where is Trump and the Republican Party taking this country? We are heading that way. I think they are going to fail. I think it's going to backfire. Intuitively speaking, I want to make sure that everyone understands. My prediction is they will fail. Yes, they can have law enforcement do certain things for now, but the blowback that I feel is coming, I don't feel it's only going to be towards the Republican Party. I feel some Democrats as well. When this is over and the recrimination starts, a lot of people are going to find themselves on the wrong side on the wrong side of justice, so to speak. So as I am saying this, that will lead me into the next topic that I wanted to discuss today. And that's why I mentioned Elaine's questions way ahead. Elaine's question is, what is going to happen now that this spy is extracted from Russia? Are we truly flying blind now? And intelligence. Elaine, in some ways, yes. And your question is very appropriate because I heard last night and I read about it this morning that the goal of the Trump family is to create a political dynasty that's going to last for decades. I have news for them. My prediction is they will fail and some of them will go to jail, including the father. I feel like saying Don Jr., who's going around thinking that, from what I understand, he's good at giving speeches to the base. That's not all of America. And the other family member, Ivanka, who's, from what I understand, I heard it in Morning Joe this morning, is building an international constituency. The blowback that's going to ensue when Trump leaves, it's going to be very interesting to watch. These people, they think that this is tantamount to taking over or a hostile takeover of some real estate company or some building they're building. This is going to have a very, very nasty effect on this entire family. I know that they still think they can win because their father was able to con his way into the presidency. I don't feel it's going to work for much longer. The coming weeks are going to be tough, whether he leaves office now or later. And intuitively speaking, my prediction, it's not going to be pretty. And I don't mean this because in the sense that people are going to be violent. What I am saying is, while they leave office, when people are like, get out of here, your time is done, that's the feeling they're going to be living with. And I heard somebody say this morning in Morning Joe that Trump is always going to be have his two words in politics. I feel he's going to be shut out. That's my prediction. Having said that, I almost forgot to say it, I have been saying this since I've been on YouTube, that it was this family's goal to have either Ivanka, but Ivanka was the chosen one, or Don Jr. to follow them. This is validation of what I have been saying, because that guy's name, Pascal, who's the chairman of Trump's campaign or whatever they call it, this is going to be very interesting to watch. But I think the pushback on this family when Trump leaves office, oh, I'll be laughing. So I want to make sure that everyone understands, yes, we are heading towards a dictatorship. If, given the way Trump is trying to, I don't know, rule, I guess, but it's going to backfire, and the coming weeks are not going to be fun for him. In my opinion, he has already lost, and he has lost considerable influence in the past few weeks. That Sharpie Gate situation has caused a lot more damage to this guy than he realizes. So, and that's going to become obvious in the coming weeks because his poll numbers are going to continue to drop. They're not going to bounce back. Or if there's a little blip, it's going to be momentary because everyone is questioning not only his mental stability, but now with that that meeting he was supposedly scheduling, it was for a TV show. Just he's looking for anything that will stick to the wall, and failed. But the notion that he was going to have the Taliban at Camp David was another bridge too far, even for some those cowards at the Republican Party. I am looking at my cheat sheet to make sure that I answered all the questions. I believe somebody asked me a question. I want to make sure. Okay, I think I answered everything. Oh, the other thing I find very interesting, but I don't feel they're doing it. I read this morning that the Democrats they have a major initiative. They are doing a major opposition research on Trump. Yes, that is good, but that's not the only way Trump is going to come at them. Trump is going to attack people, or has been attacking people, and that's how he's going to move forward, personally, to make you thinking that he can bully you and you lose your sense of self and direction. I feel whoever wins the Democratic nomination has to be ready for that, and has to have not only ammunition as far as the promises that he made he didn't keep, but also not to be stunned or be shocked how he comes back at them, and for them to be ready to just go to battle with him. That's intuitively, that's what I feel. Otherwise, unfortunately, what happened to Hillary, she did not come back and ask him to get out of her space when he basically invaded Hillary's space. She should have told him to get out. So the Democratic nominee is going to have to learn how to be rude. Okay, I did the best I could in 13 minutes. So I'm going to answer some questions. Happy birthday, Nanny. That was one of the first. Okay. Yes, Sandra is saying 4 states black GOP challengers to Trump. Of course, because they know. I mean, the past 2 weeks, it may be difficult for some people to gauge how badly Trump has been wounded not only politically, but uh, his influence, even among his base, they think he's nuts. Some people you can never convince him that something is wrong with Trump. They will never admit it. Let's put it that way. But they know something is wrong, and it's not only Democrats and independents who are questioning his mental stability. Those are not good. So we'll see what happens. Okay. Let's see. I'm looking for questions. And also, I predicted that there were more stops that were made by our Air Force enrollees or people in our Air Force and to Trump's many resorts or properties that came out, I believe, either yesterday and today, or again, it's on the newspapers this morning, and the Air Force started a major investigation. I mean, we never really going to know because Trump is still there. He's the guy in charge. But all this stuff is going to come out the day this guy leaves office, the week, I should say, because one day is not going to be enough. The dirt that's going to come out about his comportment at the White House, like I have been saying, sometimes this guy rages and puts people down, but also the way him and his family and his sycophants have tried to bilk the taxpayer. So it's going to be very interesting. Okay. So I'm not surprised, Egypt, that those 4 places. Don't be surprised if there are more because they are terrified that Trump has been that badly damaged. That's what I was trying to explain. Okay, I'm sorry. There is so much here to unpack. Oh, Bonita is asking, is the Taliban thing just a made-up story, a made-up lie? I don't think it's a made-up lie. What I feel intuitively is going on is Trump is looking for anything that will stick to the wall, anything like to make him look like he's a great negotiator. Okay, I don't feel it's a lie. According to intuitively, I don't know. It's not a lie. And true, this morning I heard watching BBC, I believe, that they signed papers. And by the way, I almost forgot to mention this. He included or demanded that Russia took part in the negotiations. Okay, who cares about Putin? You know, so the Taliban's expected to go to Qatar or something like that to sign for the final signing of the document. It seems like Trump somehow, what else is new, changed everything. And that's what killed the whole deal. No, it's not a lie. Trump, as we know, not very bright, him and his family, because if I keep including his family and everything I say, it's because intuitively, and when I do remote view, I can see him and his kids and those family members and his sycophants plotting behind the scenes. So I am not only going to mention him, I'm going to include his family and in the situation. So no, it wasn't a lie. Okay. Oh yeah, Patricia, thank you for explaining this. You know what we're going to have to do. I am sorry. Let me say this, and I should have covered it before. This has to do with when I sent out a notice, and it's been happening for the past couple of days regarding when I'm going to do a stream. There is something that is called a stream name key, and for some reason, every time I create a stream. It generates a new key, and that new key creates a new link to the chat. So, for example, this morning I I sent out notification that I was going to have this, and when I came on, I created another one. So that's what happens. They will have two links. So now, what we are going to have to do, you're going to have to look for the link that has that red icon next to it. Whichever one has the red icon is where I am. Okay, click on that as opposed to before. There was only one, regardless of what I do or regardless of what I did. So I feel since this is a new application, YouTube has some bugs to fix. Somebody sent me a super chat. I want to say thank you. Thank you, Maxine. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the super chat and for being generous. Okay. Oh my God. All right. Any more questions? Let's see. Let's see. Somebody called Trump Agent Orange. Ian, I mentioned that last week. I said Trump was trying to blackmail the president of Ukraine, and he wanted the president of Ukraine to investigate Biden. And one thing I have to mention this: if Trump were to last till 2020 and he wins the election, I hope we Americans take a page from people in Hong Kong, start protesting until all Republicans resign their position and Trump leaves office, if that were to happen. Because if he went, it would be because they cheated, not only by inviting foreign adversaries of America to basically break into our voting servers, okay, but they're doing everything. They're cheating at every level behind the scenes, from removing people from the voting rolls to everything else, you name it, they're doing it. So Americans are going to have a decision to make, whether they want to live with a party that's full of thieves, because that's who's leading them, a thief. I'm sorry, but that's what it is. Okay. If he were to survive till 2020, and if he were to win, it's not because he won fair and square. Somebody played with the different voting places, the database. Okay. It's because somebody played with the database of those different voting places. That's basically what I want to say. So we have to be ready for that as well, because that's why I didn't realize Trump was going to become president, because the way I saw the vision was that Hillary came from the White House, from the back entrance of the White House. Trump scaled the wall in order for him to get to the inauguration podium. So when I saw that, I never thought. Well, first of all, I never thought America would accept a president who did what Trump did, and also a president who collaborated with with an enemy to be in this position, and they know. And the proof is, someone mentioned that earlier, that we don't. Okay. We don't trust them. I mean, the level of trust that we have on him is so bad, is so low. We had to extract spies we had in other countries in order to prevent him from naming them or somehow turn their name over to our enemies. And the other thing is, and this to me validate what is something I said once, but I had no way of knowing, but intuitively that's what I was getting. I said there's a group of people who are around. It's like they are preventing major debacles from taking place. So somebody had to make the decision without Trump knowing of extracting that spy, and we don't know what else is happening behind the scenes that we are going to find out later on. But that validated what I said. I don't recall, I think I've said it more than once, but the fact that behind the scenes there are people who are keeping this country afloat. Trump is doing all kind of dumb things, but they're trying to prevent the country from really tipping over, get ourselves into a major war or something that can do major damage to our economy, to our intelligence, and to our rule of law, in all kinds of ways. So I almost forgot to mention that. Okay. I think my time is up. Let me see if I answer a question. The chosen one. Bonita is asking, can anyone tweet from prison? I don't think so. Okay, everyone. I think did the Lion King really invited the Taliban to Camp David? Yeah, I answered that already. All right, people. I think I'm going to say goodbye. I have a couple of other things to go take care of. With Hillary in office, we wouldn't. Oh, you're exactly right. We would be sleeping. We wouldn't need sleeping pill. That's for sure. Yeah, a lot of people now have trouble sleeping with that guy where he is. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you, everyone, for taking part. Thank you, Pat, for helping me again. And those at home, thank you very much for spending some time with me today. I appreciate it. I will be back this evening at 8 o'clock. And I will remember, only call if I ask to call. Also, I stay away from, doing any health readings, okay? Preferably relationships and career. That would be great. Everyone, again, thank you. I will see you this evening at 8 o'clock. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon. Till later. Bye.